Hey guys, TGIF, happy Friday. I'm coming on with a message that is specifically for people who are currently feeling stuck, currently feeling like you're reaching the end of your rope. Life is not what you want it to be. You're not where you want to be. Life circumstances have somehow got you to a place where things are not good. And when it comes to these moments in life, it is going to require you to get brutally honest with yourself and brutally honest with God. I think our tendency when we are in places that are not comfortable is we want to blame other people. We want to look at other people. We want other people to be our solutions. We want to blame other people. And this message is for those of you who need to take accountability and get brutally honest with yourself. Brutally honest with God. It starts with you and God. Nobody else. Nobody else. It is first about you getting brutally honest about how unhappy you are. There is a part of human psychology that literally we don't change unless we are uncomfortable. We don't make new choices unless we are miserable, unless we're uncomfortable. We don't make good choices out of comfort zones. We don't make transformational change in the middle of a comfort zone. And for those of you who get this message and find yourself in a place where you are not happy, you're not comfortable, you've reached some type of end of your rope, that things are not panning out the way you thought they would or the way you thought they should, it is time for you to take a brutally honest inventory of your life, a brutally honest inventory of your choices, a brutally honest inventory of where you are at, how you got here, and what has to change in order to bring about a different result in your life. All this fake it till you make it, all this pretending and lying to yourself, lying to others, putting a smile on your face, and going throughout your days pretending that all is well, and you're not okay. You're not okay. It's going to take some brutal honesty to be able to say, I'm not happy, Rebecca. I'm not happy with how this has turned out. I'm not happy at this job. I'm not happy in this friendship. I'm not happy in this relationship. I'm not happy in this stage of my life. Brutal honesty is the first step of change. Brutal honesty. God can't bless what you pretend to be. You can't begin to manifest what you really want if you don't first admit you're not where you want to be. That this isn't working. You keep bumping your head against the wall trying to do the same things again and again and again, and it's not working. And God is trying to pull on you, tug on you, get your attention to say it is time for change. Step 1, brutal honesty. Step 1, brutal vulnerability and honesty and truth and transparency to absolutely admit you have got yourself and worked yourself into a hole. That this ain't it. Some of you are saying, God bless my mess. Some of you are trying to salvage a jacked up situation. You're trying to hold on to a jacked up situation. You're afraid to let go of where you're at. You don't want to admit you made a mistake. You don't want to admit you made a poor choice. You don't want to accept the lesson in the situations. You don't want to accept. You don't want to take the L. And the only way you're going to recover from the choice, is to learn the lesson and admit. Throw your hands up. I give up. God, this ain't it. The only way you can pivot is if you now understand the assignment of this current season, this current moment, is to admit it's not working. This ain't it. And if you keep trying to hang on, and if you keep trying to salvage this jacked up situation, you're going to lose more time, lose more ground, because when you think it can't get worse, it will. When you think there's no worse that it can get, it can. You've got to stop acting like you're where you used to be. You've got to stop pretending you're where you used to be. What worked then isn't working now. And you got to get honest about it. What made you happy then isn't making you happy now. What you thought it would be, how you thought it would work, is not working now. And all you can deal with is the right now moment. That's all we've got, is the right now moment. That's all we're given. And if you knew then what you knew now, yes, you'd probably make a new choice. But that's not the way life works. Life be lifing. And you don't know till you know. You don't know till you go through it. You don't know till you try. Some of you have got to extend grace to yourself. Admit, Rebecca, I didn't know what I was doing. I thought it was a wise choice. It wasn't. I thought it was right for me. It wasn't. I thought it was the business for me. I thought it was the relationship for me. I thought it was the opportunity for me. I thought. Didn't pan out. And you're not wanting to grieve the loss. You're not wanting to accept that it wasn't for you, because you're still trying to hold on to hope that it can't possibly be as bad as it turned out to be. But it is. It's that bad. It's that wrong. And it's okay. That's my message for you today. It's absolutely okay. It's okay. God has greater for you. There's greater for you beyond this moment. There's greater for you beyond this season. There's greater for you beyond this job. There's greater for you. God has got greater for you. It's greater. It's greater. It's greater. Some of us find ourselves in situations because we're trying to settle for something that is less than what God has for us. And until you release the least to embrace the greater, God can't give it to you. You're holding on to stuff that was never meant for you, that is beneath your birthright, and you're scared and you're trying to hold on. You're trying to hold on, but in the meantime, God is trying to guide you into greater, but you gotta let go. You gotta let go of where you've been. You gotta grieve what didn't work out and what didn't happen. God has a new spouse. God has new money. God has new opportunities. God got new bank accounts with your name on it, new investments, new opportunities. God has greater for you. But if you don't grieve and let go of where you've been, God can't bring greater. If you don't release all these emotions that you've got about what happened and how it went down and what you've lost in the meantime and where you used to be. I'm a little thick right now. As a matter of fact, I'm thicker than a Snicker right now. I weigh more right now than I've ever weighed outside of being pregnant. Right now, I'm thicker than a Snicker. And I saw some pictures of me and I said, "Ooh, girl, you look good. Oh, you look good this time last year." And I thought I was fat last year. I thought I was fat. And you fast forward, and now I'm wishing I could be the size I was then. And I get sad and down while I'm working on losing this weight to get back to where I was. But in the meantime, I have to let go of the negative feelings and beating myself up over where I got to now in order to embrace the change, have the right ground, the right foundation for God to do a new thing in my life. I can't stay down about it. I have to infuse it with new faith. Know that God's got greater for me. Not stay stuck. Not just accept it. Who am I talking to? That life where you're at right now has not panned out the way you thought, and you're beating yourself up all the time because you feel like you should have known better and you should have counted your blessings when you had it, but somehow you didn't, and now things are worse than they were before, and you never thought you'd be here. But in the meantime, God is still faithful. And even through this current situation, God is going to bring you out the other side, and you are going to be greater than ever. And this is just a moment. It's just a moment. Y'all see I ain't got no parking space. I'm just going in circles. It's just a moment. Just a moment. And it's time to release so you can receive. It's time to release so you can receive. Release all the old so you can receive all the new beginnings, all the new chapters, all the new people and abundance and blessings that God has for you. Release them. Time served. Blessings and abundance. Nothing but gratitude for time served. The people, the places, the things, everything that's hurt you, let you down, rejected you, frustrated you, everything that you judge that's holding you back, the grief in your heart over what hasn't worked. It's time to let go. Let go. Let go. Everything's not going to go as expected. Everything's not going to go as you plan it. As a matter of fact, we got to get to the point where we're not so attached to certain outcomes. We're simply attached to peace and faith and trusting that God is bringing greater out of any situation. Set your sights on God. God, I don't even know what you got for me because it's greater than anything I've had in mind. So I don't really even know how to dream that big. So I'm just going to put it in your hands and trust you. And I'm going to focus on peace in every situation, every circumstance. I'm going to focus on peace because then my heart is aligned with Holy Spirit and what you're doing in this season of my life, which may be so totally different from anywhere I've been before. We focus on peace. Make peace the goal. And stand back and watch God work. Stand back and watch God work in your life. Watch God blow your mind. Because it's greater. We'll set our sights on a smaller outcome, and while you're setting your sights on this small little thing over here, God's over here with something so much bigger. And you're trying to settle for the smaller. But in the meantime, God's ready to bless you with so much more. And that's my message for today. Step 1, brutal honesty. It is what it is. It happened. It's done. It's over. Or maybe it's time for you to make that choice that gets you out of where you've been. Let go of what's not working. Grieve it so you can let it go so God can bless you with the next. Step 1, brutal honesty. All right. I love you guys. Mwah. I'm going in here, have a margarita with Mr. Pope. Have lunch with Mr. Pope. I love you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.